Men should not paint their nails. And the reason I say that is because it leads to other feminine things.
Fucking what? Oh shit. Guess the next thing you know, I'm gonna be wearing dresses and high heels and getting all dolled up and going to the gala. Gonna find a tall, dark, and handsome man. Motherfucker better be rich. Cause I'm telling you right now, I'm on some Black Widow type shit. Wait a second, does this make me an honorary woman? Am I allowed to go on girls' nights? Spa dates? Manis and petties? We can go get our hair done. Oh my god, all the gossip I'm gonna hear. This is gonna be fantastic. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't fucking wait. Oh my god, when I go to metal concerts, I'll be the one being protected now. Does that mean all the boys are gonna hit on me? I'm so excited.
I was sitting in my car in New York City, minding my business, as I so often am, before that business was disrupted, as it so often is. A man pulls one of my passenger doors and sits himself right there. And he says, "Uber for Nick?" And I say, "Sure, why not?" I start driving, and he says, "How are you?" And I say, confused, "How are you?" He says, "Well, I'm good." And we both laugh. I ask him where he's going. He says, "Shouldn't you know?" I say, "I'm not your driver. Shouldn't you have known?" He says, "Why would you drive off with me then?" And I say, "Oh, come now, Nick. What kind of man would I be if I imposed myself on God's will? You wanted this to be an Uber. I wanted this to be an experience. We were given that. Here you are now 2 miles away from your pickup location. All a part of God's plan." Very good.
Send this riddle to your smartest friend. In this riddle, there are 2 rooms, room A and room B, separated by a single door that you cannot see light out of. In room A, you have 3 light switches that control this bulb. Your objective is to switch any one of these switches in any order that you'd like, and then enter the room and determine which light switch for sure controls this bulb. Here's the catch though, you can't just switch one light and just open the door and see if the light is on, because luck will play no role in this. You have to know for sure, without a reasonable doubt, 100% which switch belongs to this bulb. I'll help you get started with an idea. Let's switch the first 2 and enter the room. At this point, the bulb is either on or off. Let's say it's on. Since I don't know specifically which one turned it on, then I didn't solve the riddle.
So the other day, my son came out as bisexual. I put it in a post. And we had ignorant motherfucking Trump supporters call my son an actual faggot. They called him a faggot in my comments. Many of them called him a faggot. And that got me thinking, who was it when I was crazy left, when I was Bernie left? Who was it that doxed me, found my phone number, found my son's phone number, tried to get me fired, called my son at 3 a.m, calling him a faggot? Oh yes, that was Trump supporters. Never has a person on the left ever tried to dox me knowing I voted for Trump, which I will not make that mistake again, by the way. But yeah, so much for the party of individual liberty. Individual liberty, my ass. You don't give a shit about individual liberty. You just want your liberty. How does my son being bisexual affect you?
Hey, why do we hate gingers? The animosity towards gingers on this app and just like in society at large still is something that astounds me. A red-haired person can show up on my For You page and I go into the comments, guaranteed top comment, "Gingers are so pale and ugly, they have no soul." And if you click onto the profile of the person insulting the ginger, they're white. What is this white on white crime? What is this mayo on mayo side, if you will? The caucasity of some of these people for making fun of gingers? Don't worry, gingers, I know what it's like to be made fun of for features you can't control. This page is a safe space for you.
Tells you to break a leg before an audition because they hope you end up in a cast.
Actually, no. So what a lot of people think is that you say break a leg in show business because it's bad luck to say good luck before a show, which is not true. While break a leg does mean like good luck, good fortune, positive vibes, it's not necessarily bad luck to say good luck. It's not even referring to your actual leg. It's actually referring to the side curtains of the stage, which are called legs. And so when someone says break a leg, what they actually are trying to say is that they hope that you get to cross the threshold from backstage to on stage, which means you are literally breaking the legs. You are walking past the curtains, which are called legs. You are breaking that threshold. So when someone says break a leg, they actually mean, I hope you get to perform tonight. But now people use it just to say good luck. Yep.
Pov, someone let a crust punk into the house.
Oh, hey man, what's up? Didn't mean to scare you. Oh, my name? Mob. Yeah, M-O-B, like, just like that. Anyway, this whiskey tastes like shit. You got any beer? No? That blows. Anyway, yeah. Oh, the smell? Yeah, that's my pants, dude. I ain't washed these things since I was 16. Yeah, I know it's gross. Anyway, you got any weed? Stop. I don't give a fuck what strain it is. I will smoke it. I don't care. No? Okay, well, I mean, let me just see what's in your fridge. I'll go fucking dumpster dive for something later. You like grindcore? Yeah? You wanna come mosh under a bridge with me? Alright, let's go.
Hey Peter, here's this brown suspicious bag. Will you go take it to my friend? What, do I look like an idiot? I'll pay you $30. No questions asked, I'll drive slow so the cops don't catch me. Hey Peter, I need to go see a guy about a thing. That's really suspicious. Why? Doesn't matter why, I'll give you $20. I'll go start the car. Jesus, my head. Hey Peter, do you do disposals? What? To make a long story short, I need you to dump this in the river for me. Why the fuck would I? Here's $250. Alright, let's see if this cleaner has ammonia in it. Just give it a nice little wipe down. So you want me to, handle that guy for you? All he did was steal an ounce off me. Well, it's not like it's gonna cost you anything. I'll just take half of what he's got on him. Here's his address, don't kill him, and I will roll over on you if this goes sideways.
I have been waiting for the day this happens.
That vehicle right there behind mine.
He works for the fucking church!
I hear my doorbell ring.
Ding dong. I'm heading to the fucking door.
And the pastor from the local church is standing there like... We lock eyes and he says, do you want to go to church? Finally able to put my license to use, I look this man dead in the eye and tell him, no sir, I'm a pastor myself.
The look on his face as he stood in stunned silence was priceless.
But tell me, if your pastor dressed like this, you would be in the front pew every Sunday. I just know that poor man is praying for me in his car right now, and this ain't even as bad as I get!
Every friend group has one of these part too. The mean friend who's not really all that mean. I guess that motherfucker that will say the most disrespectful shit. They're not even mean. They just have no filter and give zero fucks. And that same motherfucker who's disrespectful as shit, and the same motherfucker who can be rude as shit, is the same motherfucker who will literally go out their way to do the nicest things for you. Like, bitch, what? And realistically, they be the one that have your best interest in mind always. Because they're never gonna validate some shit you do that they don't fuck with.
Hi, I think that as Marvel fans, we should address dumb things the writers thought would be a good idea. Starting off, the hate mongerer. Let me explain who the hate mongerer is. It's a supervillain who, for some reason, fought the Fantastic Four instead of Captain America or Black Panther. Anyway, his superpower, trigger warning, was racism. And he had a gun that would make people racist. Yeah, his identity, secret identity, was a genetic clone of a certain German dictator, and his costume was just a 3-letter organization's outfit, but purple, and it had an H on it, either like here or here. He was around until 2011. Yeah. Also, pink kryptonite? We should talk about that.
Sexy boy, set me free. Don't be so shy, play with me. My daddy boy, can't you see? You are the one I need. You make me this, bring me up, bring me down. Play it sweet, make me move like a freak. Mr. Sexo Beat makes.
Everyone says that they want a quirky best friend, right? Like, they want a mentally unhinged friend, but then when I get all excited about a dead snake that I found in the road and I'm planning on taxidermying it, y'all get fucking weirded out about it. When I was younger, and I had to hide a second folder of all the goriest images that I could find on the internet because I was going through a phase, I'll get so fucking pressed whenever I call y'all at 2 a.m. and I'm here talking about this random obscure horror film from the 2007s that I just randomly found on the internet, and now I'm ranting about it for the next 3 hours because I hated it. What, I'm not allowed to spread my knowledge about the worst roller coaster incidents that happened at Disneyland because I got a random hyperfixation and now I'm not allowed to share the knowledge that I have? No, I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl. You know what I want to fucking talk about? I want to talk about how Ted Bundy was a little fucking bitch and he doesn't deserve all the fans that he has. Not only is he a shitty person, but he's overhyped the fuck out of.
There is no God, I'm okay with that. In fact, I'm even good with that.
Link says he's okay with there being no God, but think about it. Without God, we have no ultimate purpose.
Exactly.
Without God, we have no objective standard for morality.
Yes.
Without God, we're mere stardust.
Yes. Yes. The point hit him right in the forehead and he just missed it. This video, he's commenting on how Link said that he's okay with there not being a God, and then goes on to say, well, if there wasn't, then what about? And like all the negative things that would result from there not being a God. Everything he listed is not bad. He says, without God, we'd have no ultimate purpose. We don't. We don't have a purpose. As an atheist, I believe that it is my job to determine how I can make the best impact on the world while I'm here. You create your own purpose, and it's up to you to either make that a net positive or negative for the others around you. He said we would have no objective standard of morality. He's correct. We do not, as a society, have an objective standard of morality. There have been tens of thousands of different deities worshipped on this planet in the last several thousand years. How any one of those could be the ultimate objective standard of morality is beyond me. Also, if we had an objective standard of morality from your Bible, then all the things that the Bible is used to defend in the past, like, you know, racism, segregation, slavery, child laborers, then we would still have those things. Because objectively, they'd still be moral, right? If the Bible said it was moral 2,000 years ago, objectively, it's still moral today. It's not. And then he says, without God, there'd be no heaven or hell, just empty nothingness after you die. So what? Like, seriously, think about it. So what? There's a quote. I always forget who it's from. But it says, why should I fear death? For if I am, then death is not. And if death is, then I am not. When you die, you won't be conscious to experience that nothingness. It's the exact same as how you were not conscious to experience the nothingness from before you were born. Did you fear the void before you were born? No. So don't fear it after you die. You won't be there to see it.
Siblings is kind of the same thing as living in a haunted house. Each one of your siblings falls into a different generic ghost type. Part 1! First, you have the Banshee. The Banshee is that sibling that just, no matter what they're doing, they're going to do it very loud. My thing is falling again. Hold on. So the Banshee makes a lot of noise. Whether they're speaking or just walking, they're going to make a lot of noise. You can walk loud and you can walk quiet. They always choose to walk loud. Then you have the Lost Soul. This is that sibling that just, you love them, but they need a little bit of extra help because they're never in the know. They never quite know what's going on. They're innocent souls. Then you have the Phantom. The Phantom is sort of the opposite of the Banshee. They make almost no noise. They hardly ever speak, and when they do walk, like, they don't walk. They just sort of float over surfaces and constantly sneak up on people. Then you have the Guardian Spirit. This is that sibling that is sort of the mom of the group. They're the one that have probably been around the longest, or at least they act like they are, and they're just so wise.
It has been made clear to me that our little community has separated itself into some sub-factions. Now, I'm not one for infighting, except when I absolutely am. Yes, I'm actually very for it. The community has been separated into four factions. The first of which, Mushroom Gang. Excellent. The second of which is bread gang. It's actually very hard to make a bread gang sign, so this is... The third of which is coffee gang. This is our coffee cup. This is Steve. It's actually really hard to do this one as well, but I mean, it's the best I could do. And the fourth of which is potato gang, which is actually very easy. It's just, you just make a fist with a little knobbly bit like that, and it's potato gang. There's also talk of a fifth faction rising up, and that is arson gang. But I would argue that arson is a state of mind, and that cannot be a gang. And in case anyone wants to know, yes, I am remaining impartial from this entire... Psych! It's mushroom gang for life! We got the mushroom tattoos and everything! Fuck all the other gangs!
It's like I never even left. It won't break, bitch. I want it. Oh, that's chip. Holy shit, it went down the hall! Oh. But this motherfucker didn't break, but it broke the goddamn plate! Holy shit! It broke a plate, but it didn't... This thing breaks plates! Oh, fuck.
Yo, is that a banana you got there? Yeah, what's up? You know, instead of peeling from the stem, you're actually supposed to... You good? What the fuck are you about to do? You better eat my banana. Don't you fucking... I'm gonna call the cops. Do you want a bite? That was the most sociopath... You gotta murder somebody, alright, in front of my eyes, and it wouldn't make more sense than that. Answer me a question. What? Are you a homosexual? No. So what's up then? Why you trying to shove a phallic object in your mouth, huh? That's the substitute dick. That's the vegan glizzy. Don't tell me you do the same shit with your hot dogs. Oh, no. I blend that shit. You're a bad person. I'm smart. Alright, I feast intelligently. You don't hear gay shit, you can go get your own banana. Why you gotta keep the skin? That's fiber. That's nutrients.
So my student walked in today. She's a trans girl. And walks in and tells me that there's this new sexuality called super straight. I was like, I'm straight, I'm super. And she was like, no, that's not what that is. She was like, these are men who will not date trans women, they will only date cis women. And then goes on to tell me that basically they're just spouting transphobia. My black ass, seriously, without thinking, without being able to censor myself, just said, what trans woman would want them ugly motherfuckers in the first place? I don't know why they let me teach y'all.
Do you people realize exactly how much we are talking past each other in this kink at Pride debate? Hey, I don't want to sanitize Pride, but I think that we should have a space for kids. We can't sanitize Pride. Maybe we should have a small space for kids, but kink belongs at Pride. You're saying the same fucking thing. The difference to me, the pro-kink at Pride people don't really realize exactly how little space there is for kids. I used to go to Milwaukee Pride when I was in high school, and there was one building that required an ID to get in. Everything else was pretty much a free-for-all. Didn't matter what time of day, there was always kink. Now, if you break that event down, it is just fairgrounds next to the lake where small businesses sell friendship bracelets, people give out free sex education and free stickers, and drag queens perform. The kink booths started packing up when it got dark. Do you think, perhaps, among all of the parades and protests, that maybe that one could be family friendly? Just the one.
Hey, did you want to get some McDicks? What? You know, Diddy Kongs? I don't. Mickey doo wop, skiddly doo. Could you just fucking say what you mean? I'm just asking if you want to do business with the House of MC Donald. I don't know what you're talking about! The International Establishment of Questionable Meats! What the fuck are you saying? I don't know anymore!
How are you so relatable? Really don't know. Hey, why do you still think about that conversation that you had 5 years ago and wonder if you were awkward or not? Hey, that was too personal. I don't know how I do it. Hey, you probably feel like you're faking it. You're not, don't worry. Truth hurts. No, it hurts me the worst. Hey, you don't remember much of your childhood, do you? But you remember the trauma? And you tend to bring it up in conversation quite a lot. I do bring it up in conversation a lot. How do you know? Just jokes. At least you're not alone. All right, love you.
Hey, guys, ladies, allow your male tops to have your TikTok for a minute, and then you guys go away, alright? Now, I want to share with you guys the Holy Grail, now that the bottoms are gone. Step 1, pygum. Step 2 is zinc. Step 3 is L-arginine. Step 4 is saw palmetto. Step 5? Step 5 is celery, a lot of it. Incorporate it into your diet frequently, okay? Trust me. Pair that with the delicious fruit of pineapple, and you will fucking drown your partner. I swear to God, you will drown your partner with your baby batter.
Hey guys, here's an obscure Five Nights at Freddy's fact that you probably don't know. If you look on the back of the rules signed model from the first game, it's just the number 34 and it says, "Do not distribute Faz coins." This is a reference to how in 1988, the Freddy Fazbear Corporation issued Faz coins, which were little tokens that you could spend at the locations, and you could get like free food or like free animatronic shows or whatever. The issue with this was that they gave out too many of them, so eventually it caused inflation and there were too many in circulation, so a bunch of people were getting stuff for free. There isn't enough time for me to explain all of this, so if you want to know more, look up Five Nights at Freddy's Rule 34 inflation.
Can we talk about this dude real fast? I've watched a lot of anime, and I've watched a lot of fighting shows, and I'll tell you what. To this day, I have never seen the level of disrespect I had seen in this fight. This dude's name is Kurapika. This dude's all about smoke. I've watched a lot of fighting anime. That's my favorite kind of anime. If there's no fighting, I'm not in. This is from Hunter x Hunter. If you don't know what Hunter x Hunter is, you should fix that. This dude brought a shovel to the fight. Like, straight up brought the shovel to a fight. Because he knew, like, the only person that was leaving was him. And he had a mess to clean up when he was done. That was the level of disrespect this dude put on that dude, who's in a hole now. Watch Hunter x Hunter.
There's a celebrity who just genuinely seems like a really nice person.
So as many of you already know, I'm originally from Las Vegas. And when I lived in Las Vegas, one of my jobs was to professionally cosplay as Jared Leto's Joker. As my username implies, obviously you guys know I'm a huge fan of his Joker. One day I was working and I went into a CVS to grab like a bag of chips, and I looked outside and I saw this actor, and I wasn't a real big fan of his show, but I knew who he was because his character was the funniest on the show. I knew looking the way that I looked, he would probably notice me and want to come up and talk to me, so that's exactly what I did. I went outside and just casually stood in front of him, and he asked me, "Do you want to be in an interview?" To which I said, "Yeah, of course," and he talked to me. He was really friendly. He told me what he was doing in Vegas. You know, I pretended not to know him for a little bit, and I think he appreciated that because he took a photo with me, and, well, Misha Collins from Supernatural, y'all.
You don't understand. We can't just let transgender children use whatever locker room they want. Yeah, okay, but why? Because what are they supposed to do when the children have to shower? What? You know, when the children shower, what are the trans kids gonna do? I'm sorry, take it back a few steps. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, when the children, they go out for PE, they come back in, they get naked, they shower, they go to the next class. I'm sorry. So you're telling me children at your school go out for PE, come back into the school, get naked, and shower in front of their peers? Oh, no, it's not like that. There's also a supervising teacher, of course. Oh, the fucking teacher. Yeah, an adult? Of course it's an adult. All teachers are adult. Right. Teacher's clothed, kids are naked. Obviously. Right, and the teacher's got a key to the locker room. Yeah, the one that locks and unlocks it. Yeah, and the only problem you can see with that system is trans children.
So you have two cows. If the government takes both of them and sells it, it's fascism.
But if the government takes both of them and sells you back the milk, that's also fascism. But if the government takes the cows and only gives you the milk that they think you need, that's communism. But if your lord takes some of the milk, that's feudalism. If they take it and they give a cow to one of your neighbors, that's socialism. If the government takes both and kills you, that's Nazism. If you get married and your partner milks the cows, that's idealism. If a vote is held and the cows somehow win, that's democracy. If the cows look like really fat Dalmatians and the government makes you take harmonica lessons, that's surrealism. If you that's a stroke.
This ain't build-a-do. You don't get to pick and choose. Six-pack abs with shoulders too. Bouncing pecs like Terry Crews. This ain't build-a-do. You know we have feelings too. Hey, nobody's perfect, just be cool with you.
What is the political ideology of hermit crabs? Hermit crabs live in surprisingly complex societies. They live in colonies with dominance hierarchies established by non-fatal gladiatorial combat. They also have private property in the form of their shells. When hermit crabs get too big, they need to find a new shell to live in. They can fight over these shells, or sometimes they just trade with one another. This means hermit crabs have a free market economy, but sometimes the dominance hierarchy can intervene with who gets a new shell when. They have a free market economy with government intervention. Hermit crabs are classical liberals.
I don't use trans people's pronouns. Okay, why? Well, because they're still biologically male or female. Can I ask you a question? Sure. I'm adopted. So, my parents are not my biological parents. So, from now on, every time I tell a story like, oh my god, my parents did something crazy last night, are you gonna interrupt me and say, well, they're not your real parents, they're not your biological parents, so you have no right to call them your parents? No. So you accept the fact that family is a social construct and not determined by biology? I guess. Then let's use the same logic. A trans woman might have been born male. But that's not important, because a trans woman feels and acts like a woman. That's important.
Just, 1 second. I need answers, please. I went to the store because I needed to get new cat toys because their current toys are loud. I'm looking for toys and this kid comes running up to me and he goes, oh my god, I love Zelda. And I was like, hey, me too. Side note, you're getting a little bit older when you ask a kid what the best Zelda of all time is, and the answer was an Ocarina of Time, but I digress. I'm talking to a kid for like 30 seconds, and we'll call the kid Chris, because that was his name. And this lady comes walking around the corner and she goes, Chris, get away from him, we don't talk to strangers. I was like, oh, I apologize, ma'am, he just ran up and was asking about my shirt. She turns to me and she goes, you should know better than to talk to kids too. It's like, fuck, what'd you want me to do? Tell him that my hat meant get fucked children and then punt him into aisle 3? I said, listen, ma'am, if it's that big of a deal, then maybe you should keep better track of your kid. Never push blame on a stupid person. They get mad. She got all huffy and puffy and said, excuse me, kids just run off sometimes. You see, I was in the perfect aisle, and this is the question I need answered. Was I right when I reached across the aisle and grabbed the dog leash and threw it in her cart? If your answer is yes, use promo code DOGLEASH for 15% off the merch store. Okay, bye. Whoop!
So what would you do if, someone, dangerous just showed up to your front door? Or I'd shoot them. Oh, you have a gun? No. So you can't shoot them then, can you? Well, I'd get a gun. If you can't get a gun in the next 24 hours, then you have to shut the fuck up forever. You have 24 hours to obtain a gun, otherwise you're just a moron. How hard can that be? You stupid? Very difficult. You have to spend a lot of money. They're not just lying around. You gotta go to a place, give them $500. That's all, but still, you can't just get a gun. I mean, you can, but what do you mean? You don't have a gun right now. You wouldn't go to the store, wait for the robber, come back, pass a background check. You're dumb.
Now, I'm not saying that polyamory as a whole is a ploy to get a regular group of D&D players together to game. I am saying that sex is not the only benefit to friends with benefits.